Immunologist and the CEO and president of Centivax and Distributed Bio. He joins us now live from San Francisco. Great to have you with us on this, Dr. Glanville. Cut in half. What is the impact there?
Thank you for having me on. So the impact here is really a few weeks of delay of the rollout of these vaccines. They are still coming. We are distributing them to sites, and they are reaching the first group of individuals to receive them, which are going to be medical care workers at high risk and the elderly. The impact of them not having as much material as they thought in December is a bit of a delay, but there are new sets of doses appearing in January and February. So I feel that this actually doesn't have that much of an impact in terms of the rollout and the intent to be able to have 100 million doses available in the United States by March.
And there's been some skepticism in the U.S. around perhaps the safety of a vaccine when it is available. Interesting to note that 3 former U.S. presidents are volunteering to actually get vaccinated on television. Do you think that that's going to inspire some confidence in the U.S. population?
Well, we have to do something. The reason they're doing that on TV is exactly the reason you mentioned, that they want to act as an example. The challenge that we have now that we have vaccines that work is in getting them out to people and getting enough people to be willing to take them. So in the United States, we have 30% of the population who say they will never receive a vaccine. And then you have another group of, say, 20% of the population that have vaccine hesitancy, that they're not opposed to the concept of a vaccine, but they're concerned that maybe these vaccines were rushed. It's an amusing turn of events from 5 months ago where people were asking, why aren't the vaccines happening faster? Now that they arrive, people want to make sure that they're safe. I think the critical thing to know is that these vaccines did go through all the standard processes. They were produced quickly, but partially that's because there were so many cases that the studies were able to complete faster than normal. The other thing I would say is that these RNA vaccines, they are relatively new technologies, but they have been used in other applications like influenza and chikungunya for the past decade. So they aren't entirely new modalities.
And Dr. Glanville, I want to ask you, since you're in the state of California, which is seeing a surge in cases and which is also a state that's had some of the harshest lockdown measures, the governor there may be looking at a statewide lockdown. Is that the answer to California's problems?
Unfortunately, that is going to be the answer in many states throughout the nation. We're going through a very serious third wave that's affecting many states across the United States. We've seen this coming for really a month now. The ICUs are becoming overfilled, and this becomes the measure you have to begin to carry out to try to staunch the increase of new cases. I think the problem we're going to run into is that right now they're talking about a 3-week lockdown, but we just had Thanksgiving, and there was a remarkable amount of travel. If people are tired, they want to visit their families, but unfortunately that means that's going to give rise to another blooming of cases later on in December. So I wouldn't be surprised if the lockdown lasts longer than 3 weeks.
All right. Dr. Glanville, thanks for being with us. We really appreciate your expertise.